Good morning, students. Now we are going to talk about a new concept, that is square root. Root doesn't mean the root of a plant, okay? It means root is a function here, okay? And that is inverse or opposite of square. If I say that the area of this square is 16 meter, you are well known to this figure, that is a square, and if I ask you what is the area of this square, you will say it is side into side, okay? Say I am saying it is a 16 meter square, and if I ask you what is the length of the each side of the square, okay, so how to find out this side? Here we use the function of square root. Now if I give you 5 and if I ask you to make it 8, what will you do? You will add 3 with it. So 5 plus 3 is 8, okay? And now if I give you 8 and I ask you to make it 5, what will you do? You will subtract 3 and you will get 5. So this 5 and 8, these are fixed. Only in case of this you are adding, and in here you are subtracting. So we can say that addition and subtraction are the inverse or opposite operation. Same way, if I ask you to make 8 and to 40, what will you do? You will multiply 5. 8 into 5, 8 5s are 40. And if in the reverse way, if I ask you make 40 or turn 40 into 8, what will you do? You will divide 40 by 5 and you will get 8. So in case of these two, we can say multiplication and division are the inverse operation, okay? Now if I ask you to find out square of 2, 2 square is what? 4, okay? This 2 square are 4. If I want 4 from 2, what will you do? You will just square, means 2 into 2 you will get 4. Now if we have to get 2 from 4, what will you do? That we have to square root 4. How to write? This is the sign of this square root. It is 2. So square and square root, they are inverse or opposite function, okay? Now when we are writing this square, 2 is its base and this is its power, okay? I have written some square of 1 to 9, okay? Now these are the square of 1 to 9. So as this square and square roots are inverse function, so we can say this square root of 1 will be 1, square root of 4 will be 2, and square root of 9 will be equals to 3, like this way. Now if I square of 2 is 4 and square of minus 2 is also 4, okay? So whenever we are what we can find out that square root of 4 will be. So it can be plus 2 or minus 2. Both is possible because minus it becomes plus. So for square root of any positive number, you will get a positive square root and a negative square root. But in this class, we will only consider this positive square root. We will not consider this negative square root now. You will learn it in your higher class. Okay. Now, how to find out this square root of a number? There are different methods to find out square root. First method is by repeated subtraction. Now, if you remember that one interesting property of a perfect square is the repeated addition of consecutive odd number starting from 0. Okay, it will help you to recall this property. That means if we say that what will be the square of n number, if I start from 1 and if I add n number of consecutive odd number, that will be the square of n, that is n square. Using this property, we can find out that square root also. And we know that addition and subtraction, they are inverse function. So if I add consecutive odd numbers and then we will get perfect square number. So this way, if I subtract this consecutive odd number starting from 1 from a perfect square number, we will get square root of that number. Let's take an example. We have to find out the square root of 49. Okay. Now I'll start subtracting from 1, 3, 5 like consecutive odd number from this number. And how far I have to go? Unless and until we don't reach to 0, we will keep subtracting. Okay. So 49 minus 1 is 48. 48 minus 3, 45. This way I'll subtract unless and until I reach 0. If and only if it is a perfect square number, then we can reach to this 0. You remember that. If it is not a perfect square number, we will not be able to reach to this 0. Okay. In how many steps I have reached here? That is in 7 steps I have reached from 49 to 0. So that square root of 49 will be 7. Okay. And this way we can do this square root of a number. But you can see this method is not very much feasible or suitable for large number. If I ask you what will be the square root of 121, that we know that square root of 121 is 11. So 11 times you have to subtract. Okay. Or if I ask you what will be the square root of 6400, okay. So 6400, it's quite a big number and you have to do subtraction 40 times. Okay. So that is a quite tedious job. So this method is not feasible or suitable for large number. Next method that we learn is prime factorization method. The prime factorization means that dividing a number with prime numbers. Okay. Now prime factorization all of you have learned in class 6. Okay, let's recall. Say I have to find out a square root of 100. Okay, so what we have to do, first we have to factorize this, prime factorization. That means I have to keep it dividing with prime numbers. So smallest prime number is 2 and this 100 is divisible by 2. So I'll divide it by 2. This way we can do the prime factorization of 100. So 100 can be written as 2 into 2 into 5 into 5. Okay, so how many times 2? 2 times. So 2 square and 5 square. So these can be written as 10 square. So square root of 100 will be 10. Okay, let's take another example. 7744. So if I divide it by 2, we will get 3872. Same way, when we reach to 121, so this is divisible by 11. So this is, when you have this 1 at its units place, then your option of divisibility becomes quite less, because 1 is not divisible by this 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So you are left with 3, 7 and 11. So this way it will make your work easy. Okay, so you have to keep in your mind that a divisibility rule also. So this 7744 can be written as how many times? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so and 2 times 11. So you will make a pair of 2. So it will be 2 square into 2 square into 2 square into 11 square. So you can write it as 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 11s are 88. So square root of 7744 equals to 88. This way you can find out square root easily. Now a question may come in your mind that the factorization or that repeated subtraction method, we are talking about perfect square number. And now the question is, if the number is not a perfect square number, what will happen? Let's take an example. We have to find out square root of 220. Okay, so let's prime factorize it. So 220 divided by, this is 110, 55, 11. So 220 can be written as 2 into 2 into 5 into 11. Now 2 can be written as a square, but these you cannot write in square because they are single time or one time. So that means you can say this 220 is not a perfect square number. Okay, now what is the nearest perfect square number of 220? Now when it will become perfect square, if I can remove this 5 and 11. How can I remove this 5 into 11? If I divide it by 5 into 11, then it will become a perfect square. So if I divide it by 5 into 11, it will become 2 square, it will become 4. Okay, now 4 is the nearest perfect square number, means you can get from this factorization method. Now we can multiply this 220 by 5 into 11 also, then also you will, this 5 and 11 will get up pair. Okay, so 220 it is paired, and 5 into 11, if I have to make it a pair, so what I have to do, I have to multiply it by 5 into 11. Okay, this, if I multiply with this 220, I will get a perfect square number. Okay, then that means will become 2 square, 5 square, 11 square. Okay, so it will become 2 into 5 into 11. So square root of this become 2 into 5 into 11, that is 110. Okay, whether you can both way, you can multiply, okay, or you can divide. Now let's quickly do some exercise. Exercise 6.3, question number 1. What could be the possible ones digit of the square root of each of the following number? That means what will be the numbers in one's place when you will find out its square root. So its unit place is 1. So it can be where you get 1. Okay, when that number is 81 or 1. That means that square root may have 1 or 9 at its unit place. So for 99856, when it is 6, where it comes, this is 4 and 6. If you square root it, the 16 and 36, you will get 4 or 6. Okay. Same way, this is question number 2. Without doing the sum, you have to find the numbers which are not perfectly square. So what are not the perfectly square? You know already the